Welcome to the Cookie Bookie Club. Today we are discussing the book versus movie of It Ends With Us. So much to talk about. I cannot wait to get into it. Okay, so let's start with overall thoughts on the book and then overall thoughts on the movie. We did read this all together in our book club
Yes.
last year,
Yes.
and I had finished it first, I think, and then Mom was reading it when we were
Hmm.
in Florida together. So it was fun to watch her
Hmm.
her reactions
Lose
while she
it.
was reading it. Yeah. Yeah, so
Yes.
Mom, you had strong feelings. So what did you
Yes,
think
I
of the
did.
book?
So the book I was reading right along and then came to the first with the hot pan, the lasagna or whatever, and I think I actually threw the book across the room because I didn't know this
Yeah.
was about domestic violence when I started
Mm.
reading it,
Yeah.
and I was so upset.
Yeah.
And then we all know some of it's triggering, but it was, even if it wasn't triggering, oh, I got so mad,
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
so
I think that was a common complaint with both the book and the movie was that the trigger warnings are not at the forefront. So it is kind of a lot of people were going into it thinking it was going to be a fun romance
romance, yeah.
Well,
and
what's
then
the
yeah.
description of the book? Let me look that up.
Good question. I have it right behind me.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, read it.
It's quite long. Lily hasn't always had it easy, but that's never stopped her from working hard for the life she wants. She comes a long way from the small town in Maine where she grew up. She graduated from college, moved to Boston, and started her own business. So when she feels a spark with a gorgeous neurosurgeon named Ryle Kincaid, everything in Lily's life suddenly seems almost too good to be true. Ryle is assertive, stubborn, maybe even a little arrogant. He's also sensitive, brilliant, and has a total soft spot for Lily. But Ryle's complete aversion to relationships is disturbing. As questions about her new relationship overwhelm her, so do thoughts of Atlas Corrigan, her first love and a link to the past she left behind. He was her kindred spirit, her protector. When Atlas suddenly reappears, everything Lily has built with Ryle is threatened. With this bold and deeply personal novel, Colleen Hoover delivers a heart-wrenching story that breaks exciting new ground for her as a writer. It Ends With Us is an unforgettable tale of love that comes at the ultimate price. So yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
it
just
sounds
sounds
more
like
like a
a
love
love
triangle.
triangle. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's really not anything there. And so I just Googled if she used to be a victim of domestic violence, and it says she wasn't, but it was like in her family. So
Yes.
I'm surprised that someone who had it in their family would do it as like a shock value kind of thing.
Yes. Well, the
So
dedication says, "For my father, who tried his very best not to be his worst, and for my mother, who made sure we never saw him at his worst."
Mm.
so now this one I went to the library to get it again because I read this part when I first read the book, and it's because that lasagna scene is what happened with her mother. That was the first time the father hit the mother, was with a hot plate, and the
Mm-hmm.
mother had laughed about it. And so that's what I went to the library to reread that part. And and here's something interesting for us is that I remember hearing my father yelling, so I peeked out from the other side of the sheet just as my father picked up our television and threw it at my mother, knocking her down.
Yeah.
So that last day with us, the TV went through the window at me and the ironing board.
Yep.
So that was
Angry
crazy
men
to.
and TVs should just never be
Yeah,
in the
I know.
same room together. I mean,
So,
so we know, but for any new listeners, um, Mom, you're a survivor of domestic violence. And so did you, as however you feel comfortable speaking about with the book, was it triggering because it was really realistic or just it was surprising or, what did you find was kind of true to abusive relationships or
well, I think number one, it did surprise me because I wasn't expecting that to be in the book. so it kind of came out of left field. That's why I threw the book. And then the second thing was, it is realistic in the fact that with the hot plate, maybe he didn't really mean to hit me. He was just flailing around. The stairs, getting pushed down the stairs. I was kind of coming after him, so maybe I fell. Because if a partner would come out and just start pummeling you the first time, well, you could get up and walk away. But this is, you start doubting yourself. Oh, maybe that wasn't how it was meant. And then the other thing that happens is you start, or at least I guess in my case, where you're told how stupid you are. So you think, oh, I wasn't reading that right. That's not what really happened, So it's a small lead up, because if it would happen just how it happens at the end, well, it would be black and white. But there's so many shades of gray leading up to it,
Not the fun ones.
Yeah, not the 50 Shades of Grey. Yeah. Yeah, I do think, like, there were good things with the book, I think, for domestic violence. Like, I think it showed a successful man and a smart female,
Yes.
and it's like nobody is safe from
Yes.
potentially
agree.
being a victim of domestic violence or an aggressor. So I think
Right.
it did that really well. I wish that
agree.
it spent more time like making the female character smaller, because I think that when you're in an abusive relationship, the big question is like, well, why won't you leave? And it is because it's just like small increments into getting that person to have no access to people to help and but
You summed it up perfectly. And then what I do like about the note that she reads to the writer at the end, she decided to have her stepfather walk her down the aisle. And what it comes down to, she said it wasn't really for my biological father, or for my stepfather, but it was for my mother. Who was the man that treated my mother right? That's who you want to,
yeah.
and which I thought was a wonderful thing to say.
So, Mom, you walked our oldest sister down the aisle. Tell us, so she chose to have you walk down the aisle with her, and what did you think about that?
Because so I was walking Michaela down the aisle, and she did invite her dad, and I did ask her, now, if he does come, am I still walking you down, or is he? And she said she was still going to have me walk her down. So we were sitting there during where you practice it, the night before the rehearsal. We were at the rehearsal. I could not stop crying. I was like, I don't know what got into me. Probably because she was my oldest, and
And the first, right? First
Yes.
getting married at that point.
Wedding?
yes, and I had the ugly cry. Everybody was laying bets whether I was actually going to be able to do it the next day. And for some reason, the next day, I was fine. But something got into me about my baby going down the aisle.
My baby.
And then I started thinking, this is why guys take them down the aisle.
Well, this is also how you discovered waterproof mascara, was because of this event.
It was the ugly cry. And I mean, and Grandpa was going to tell me, because right before, if I was doing that again, he was going to tell me electricians don't cry or something like that.
Well, that'll work.
Yeah, I know. It would have probably gone worse then.
I thought you were going to say he was going to be like, let me walk her down or something. No, he was just going to shame you.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I had Grandpa walk me down the aisle.
Yeah.
And it was lovely. It was such a beautiful wedding, and he took his duties very serious. very serious. He was very protective of you girls.
Yeah.
So, Mom, this book really shocked you with the domestic violence. We did have domestic violence in the book we just read. Was that as shocking to you?
Which book did we just read?
The list of suspicious things.
Okay.
Okay.
So
What are you looking at right
Apparently
now?
not, because you can't remember.
The librarian
oh,
experienced
yes,
abuse,
yes,
and so that was
yes.
in it. Is it
And
maybe because it's like a side plot that it
I,
wasn't as
Right.
I
shocking?
think because we're in this big mystery and stuff, whereas this book, I thought this was just a romance and a love triangle. And it doesn't, it's like, it doesn't even really turn out to be a love triangle in the
Right.
fact that, Atlas is her teenage boyfriend and then her
Right.
husband is obviously later,
And you were like in her perspective, I think, also.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I think
okay.
we're in
Yes.
the librarian's perspective a little bit in the list of suspicious
Yeah.
things, but not as much, obviously, as
Not
Right.
entrenched in it. You
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
the results. You don't see it super
Yeah.
happening. Yeah.
Yeah. So something I learned with Colleen Hoover is she must not do a whole lot of research depending on the book, because one thing with this book was the main character Ryle is a neurosurgeon and he's supposed to be like in his 20s. And she was like, so when they adapted the book, a lot of people were upset because the characters are older. And she was like,
Yeah.
well, I realized that you can't be a neurosurgeon when you're in your 20s. Like, it takes a
No.
lot longer.
Like,
And I'm
did
like,
she even watch Grey's Anatomy or what? You know? What do you think?
I'm like,
McDreamy is
that's-
22?
Yeah.
yeah, like that's a Google search.
I was gonna say with this book, so we obviously are all at different levels. So Mom, you had the big shebang abuse, and then we are children of abuse, but like Sandra is a little older than me, and so she witnessed it a lot more than I did. And so I think also reading this book, I think
Yes.
I vividly remember us talking about it, and Sandra was like, well, sometimes, you still like, or because they had fallen in love so quick. And I was
Yeah.
like, that's way too quick. If we were like a month in and like something like that happened, there's absolutely no way I'm staying. Like all
Yeah.
this stuff. And then Sandra was more like, well, you could get wrapped up in it. And I was like, no way.
Yes, you
I was
saw
like,
all the
absolutely
red
not.
flags.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, even now, I still think, I don't know, I probably would, like, if this was real life, I probably would have stayed with him. And I probably would have been like, well, he's like, he feels bad, he's going to change. Like, yeah, it's hard.
But with me, I did stay until Mary Kate screamed that time. That's
what I'm here for.
I mean, you were there too. She was in your lap.
Oh, you were there.
Yes.
But Sandra
know,
was just like patiently
it was
waiting,
just-
and then I was like, "Wah!"
It
Yeah,
was
well, I
such
was
a
used to
blood,
it.
Yeah.
And it was such a blood-curdling scream. It was like, oh, this
Yeah.
this is something. This isn't my imagination,
Right.
I think
Yeah.
it was one. I was like, no abuse, but also and by the way, I'm like an infant, and then also I think I was like, I am not growing up in the country. You need to get me to the city. This is not where I belong.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's the book. That's how we felt
Yeah,
about
I mean,
the book.
I feel like overall, when I first read it, I really liked it.
Yeah.
I think I kind of went through a Colleen Hoover phase one
Yes,
summer.
you did.
I read
One
all
summer.
of them, and then now I'm like, I
Yeah.
can't read any more of them. They're all kind of like, I don't know, but
I mean, I am glad she wrote this book
yeah,
just to like show that it doesn't start at the worst.
Right.
because it really,
Yeah.
you really are wondering. But at some point, I'd also like to talk about the whole issue with him and his brother.
Oh. Yep. So I feel like they talked about it more in the book than the movie. It was just kind of like a one-liner in the movie that he shot his brother. Well, so what do
I
you want to talk about?
totally forgot that until you just said it, and now I
Yeah.
remember it.
Yeah, because he first shadows it that first night on the
Yes.
roof because he had had a patient that the same thing had
Yep.
happened.
And that should
And
have been
he's
red flag number one,
yeah, yeah.
his roof behavior.
Oh yeah, because now that I've rewatched the movie, because the first time I watched the movie, I went with my friend Mary Pat, and we went,
Mary
and
Pat.
she asked me if I was going to be okay, and I was like,
Aw.
yes,
Aw, Mary
So we
Pat.
went,
Yeah.
yes, and I was okay with the movie,
Yeah.
probably because I already knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
So now when I rewatched it, now I'm looking at different things, I guess. And the first thing is with him throwing that chair because the furniture always goes flying, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So
Taylor Frankie
Oh
Paul
gosh, yes.
showed that.
so and so now I picked up on different angles. I got like off the abuse, so to speak,
Okay.
and went for outer stuff. But I must say, to end this soliloquy in a good way,
Soliloquy.
in the book and in the movie, my favorite character is her sister-in-law, her
Yes.
best friend,
Yes.
everything.
I agree.
That
Yes.
woman is amazing. She's
Yeah.
amazing.
Love her.
Yes.
Yes. Yep. And I totally agree. That was kind of one of my things I remember talking about was like everybody needs somebody. Like if everybody had that kind of an ally, I guess, in that situation, it would be so much easier to leave. You know,
Yeah.
and the fact that she was on his part, like his side of the line,
Yeah.
you know,
Okay. Why do you think, because you have here, Lily didn't know she was having a girl in the book. It's part of why she made the decision then and there. Why do you
Yeah.
think in the movie that they put her that she knew she was having a girl?
well, so I forgot to talk about one of the problems that I had with the book and the movie is that the way that she left him, I feel like was very unrealistic and also potentially a dangerous idea for women. It's like, oh, I'm like, I feel like that
Reminds
could
me.
trigger something. So
Reminds
she
me.
basically had her baby and then was like, okay, it ends with us. Bye, I'm leaving you.
I want a
Right.
divorce. I want a
Yep,
divorce.
I want a divorce. Like there was no
He's
so
not
it was
gonna
just
be
very
begging or anything.
right, like there wasn't a plan, there wasn't it just seemed very dangerous,
Plus,
unrealistic.
physically, she's got an issue just having a baby. So you're not the strongest. So like, what if he came after her? She can't just jump
Right.
out of bed and go running.
Yeah, I think what I wish would have happened was okay, that was when she decided in her head, I am going. And then she makes a plan to leave
Right.
him in a way that's safe for everybody. I don't know why like her knowing that she was having a girl. Yeah, I feel like in the movie she knew she was having a girl, so why would she then just decide? I don't know.
Maybe like seeing the
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
Maybe it made it like real because
That's true.
now I've never been pregnant, but it in my mind is like an alien in there.
Yep.
You don't know it yet. It could be anything. And then when it comes out, you're like, oh, this is a human.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how
But
I
I
would
mean,
view it.
Thank goodness it
Childbirth.
wasn't a
Yes.
boy, because then I guess she would have stayed with
Oh.
him.
Yeah.
It's true.
I mean, it is kind of like either way, it's bad. Like you're teaching a boy how to be a man, or you're teaching
Yeah.
a girl how to be with a man.
And the opposite, like I always remember, I was always glad that one time when your dad had left and there were the three girls, okay? I remember thinking, thank goodness I don't have a boy. It's just me and the three girls.
And then poof.
Well,
Boy
I was
came.
like, but then I read that girls get their confidence from their fathers. Like if a father is saying, you can do math, this is how you do it, and you got this. Whereas they don't really listen. That's where they get their confidence from, is what I read.
Is that why you would tell us nice things in a really deep voice growing up? Yeah, so the other difference between the book and the movie is I guess the book had a more romantic ending. I remember that was in the epilogue, I feel like.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, that they actually kiss, whereas in the movie they don't kiss. And I do love
And
a
I
kiss
really
at the end.
felt like Atlas, like I'm kind of upset he was there because I understand him in like when he was younger and how empathetic she was to him and how she helped him out and then what her dad did to him. But then later on, like I kind of wish she had made all the choices by herself without him there.
Yeah.
Like because it was enough that the sister-in-law said, if you go back to him,
Yeah.
I'll never
Well,
forgive
at least
you.
like it didn't seem like he was the reason why, she made the
Right.
decisions.
Yeah.
But yeah, so why was he needed? But he is my
Yeah.
favorite book boyfriend, so I have to
was
defend
needed.
him.
He was
Oh,
needed.
yes, this
I
is true.
liked him being there.
Yeah.
I don't want him to go away.
It definitely would not have been in the romance section.
No.
Right.
It would have
No
been
Atlas.
it would have been so depressing
Yeah.
without
Yeah.
the hope of
Oh.
Atlas.
So in the book they talk about Ellen DeGeneres a lot. In the movie they don't. By the time the movie comes out, Ellen has been canceled anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. There was probably like rumblings of it before, like while they were filming
Yeah.
it. They were like, "Oh."
And it was like super cringy in the book anyway. I mean, now growing up when we grew up, Ellen was on after school. And it was also like we liked running home and watching Ellen. So
Yeah, we did like Ellen.
Kendall said he quit football because he had to come home and watch Ellen.
Yep.
yeah. So I think that was a good choice. Okay, so casting for the movie. What were your first reactions when you heard like Blake Lively was Lily and Justin Baldoni was Ryle and
I was excited. I was.
Oh.
Yeah, I was excited. I felt like I loved her, loved him.
What else was he in? I don't remember.
Mom, no, you
Jane
know
the
him.
Virgin. Yes,
Yeah,
you know
love
that.
him.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I love that show. Was,
And
he,
you
was he
loved
the
him.
dad? Or
No,
was
he was yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Like her
Yep.
partner.
The pretend, or the
The sperm donor.
Yeah.
I'm trying the seminator. That's not right.
Yeah, and I remember we would watch it and you were in love with him. Like you loved him.
Yes. Yeah. Because I know when I was rewatching the show, I was like, they did cast him very well, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I liked him. I mean, I feel like I didn't have many thoughts about who was cast because I didn't really know Blake Lively very well.
I didn't either. Yeah. I didn't either.
I had more of a reaction to when they posted the shots of it being filmed.
So did
In
you
the
guys not
street.
watch like Gossip Girl or like
No.
or like The Secret Lives or what's that Traveling
Sisterhood
Pants?
of
Sisterhood of
the
Traveling
Traveling
Pants. You guys
Pants.
didn't watch
No,
that?
but I read that book.
Okay. Well,
I had watched her in. I think this was actually after this movie because I was just curious. But I'd watched the movie with the Pitch Perfect girl, Simple Favor.
Oh, that's a thriller, isn't it?
Yes.
ooh, yes. How did you
I
like
haven't
that
watched
movie?
that.
I mean, it was interesting, but also it was kind of like, how some actors, you feel like they're just playing themselves in
Yeah.
different roles. Like if I watch a movie with Tom Cruise, I'm like, oh, it's Tom Cruise again playing Tom Cruise or
She's
whoever it is.
she's very similar to Scarlett Johansson,
Oh,
like
well,
in
isn't
my
that
mind,
who?
because who what?
Because wasn't Scarlett Johansson with Ryan Reynolds? They were married, and then Blake was in a movie
didn't know
with Ryan
that.
Reynolds,
Yeah,
and then
like
there's like rumors going around, and obviously now they're married.
oh, I didn't know that. Oh, that is really funny. But like actress wise, like I feel like whenever
Yeah.
I watch Scarlett Johansson something, it's Scarlett Johansson.
Right.
Just like
Yeah. So that's kind of how like Blake Lively was, and like I don't, I don't personally like her fashion. Like I think you can tell when she's choosing the fashion in a movie. It's like coming from her closet, and I just don't usually like
her
some of
closet.
it. Yeah.
Shall we go Joan Rivers on her closet?
Okay, here we go, Mom. Here's your chance, your audition.
Wait, sorry, Mom, you have to wait. I love Jenny Slate.
Yes.
She was in Parks and Rec, and one of my
Oh, really?
her
Okay.
character always made me laugh so
Oh, wow.
hard. So I really like her, and she was and there's like this one scene in Parks and Rec where she's like, "Don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious," and I think of it a lot of the time when I'm being sneaky.
Okay.
I don't want to be suspicious. And
Oh
it's
my
really
gosh,
fun.
that's
So I just wanted to mention that I love her, and I think she was cast really well.
I agree. I think she was casted really well. Also, I do love Brandon Sklenar, or however you say his
Okay.
name.
Yeah.
What was he
Atlas.
in? He doesn't look familiar at
He
all.
was
to me.
in 1920 or
Didn't see
1923 or whatever. That's like a Paramount. It's like a Yellowstone standalone series.
Yeah.
Which, if you watch, there's 2 seasons. By the time you get to the end of season 2, it's like infuriating. But he in it is just like, oh, he's just so dreamy to me. I loved him as Atlas.
I'd like to say I did like Colleen Hoover's choice of names. Like I
yeah.
love
What?
Lily. Yes, I loved Lily Blossom Bloom. I love that.
Okay, that's
And
That's
I
her
love
name. I forgot her name.
Yes,
That's
yes.
her name.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then I also love the name Atlas.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Atlas is cool.
Yeah, I could
That's
see
cool.
naming a kid Atlas. I would
yeah?
love that.
Yeah.
Could you?
Yeah.
Next to Mary and
It'd probably
Michaela
get
and
vetoed,
Sandra.
but I could do it.
Yeah, let's talk about the names that you almost named us, Mom. They were not anywhere as cute as Atlas or
Well,
like.
Callie's kind of like Ryle.
No,
Who was
it was
Callie?
Callie was what she was going to name me, short
Yeah.
for Callandra.
Yes.
Callandra.
And then Joe is a middle name. Kelly
Yeah.
Joe.
I thought it was Billy
Callie-
Joe.
Callie Joe.
Yeah, it turned into Billy Joe because Calandra got shut down.
Yeah.
Well, no, it went down because it was too close to Cassie, and we had friends.
Oh,
with
yeah.
kids same age.
I would have been really cool if my name was Billy. But
Yeah, maybe.
anyway.
But
Okay.
they had a grandma shoot that one down.
Yeah.
Yeah, blame grandma.
Okay, Mom, here's your Joan Rivers moment. What do you think of the fashion? So,
my
to
God.
context to the picture that I'm showing, it is like stills from the movie set of the outfits, mainly Blake Lively, and then the picture of her in a dress is from one of the premieres.
Okay. And I could see with the dress from the premiere, she has the flowers on it.
Mm-hmm.
So that would go in with the lily bloom in her flower shop.
Wear your flowers.
Yes,
Yes.
we'll definitely
Yes.
get talking about that.
Yes. But with all her outfits, first of all, nothing matched. It was driving me crazy. Especially even the camo outfit.
Yeah.
They're two different camouflages.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing ever seemed to match. And I love quilts, but I did not like her quilts for some reason.
Her
I
quilts.
just yeah,
Like the
her
quilt
pants,
pants.
and her shirts
And then
her
there's the
jacket.
yeah.
I do like this little maroon number though. I will say I do like that one. I think that one matches.
Yes.
the
I
one with
think
the
it's
big
like,
bag.
Yeah, but
yeah,
I wouldn't wear the bag.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem with it is like some of them it would be cute like separate. It's just how it was combined. You know, it's just too everything clashes.
Yes, because even if you talk about the one you like, Mary Kate, okay, so she has like cargo pants, but then high heel black boots.
Those are cute.
Like the
Those
boots
are
are too
work. Those are
fancy.
work. Those are work boots. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Look at those are work boots.
Yeah, Mom, can you wear those on the
Yeah.
job?
No, not at all.
The
You
yellow
know,
one is horrendous. It's like
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Yes.
will say I do like the premiere dress.
I do too.
Me too.
I do too.
I don't like the coat.
No.
Yeah, I liked her premiere outfits because I was wondering like is she just first of all, I
A
think
slob.
what? That is not
Well, she looks very sloppy in every single one. Like she doesn't look put together. It looks like
Okay.
she rolled out of bed and used the bed cover for her clothes.
Mom really is trying to be Joan Rivers right now.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
She's
This is
taking
not
Joan
Midwest
Rivers
nice.
has come into Mom's body.
Yes.
I miss Joan so much.
So, okay, my thoughts are that when filming first started, she had just had a baby. I think she wasn't understandably like not understandably like she doesn't look good, but I've been postpartum 3 times. I have a hard time having a baby and then putting on a hoodie and going to the supermarket with confidence afterwards. And she's supposed to go and film a whole movie. And like a lot of the
Okay.
texts with Justin Baldoni and stuff are a lot about how she's feeling insecure and she wants to get sexy and she wants to get hot and like all this stuff. And so they were trying to film the more intimate scenes later when she was
Gotcha.
so I think she was maybe not feeling super confident with and then maybe by the premiere she was feeling more like herself in her skin and then she was wearing more like or she had a stylist, I don't know, but the dresses are definitely better looks than the 7-piece outfits.
I feel like she had a stylist for the premieres because I think she had creative like director or something like on the film.
Yes.
So she
Yep.
picked a lot of her outfits on the film.
Yeah, well, also, a lot of the stuff that came from her closet. Okay, this was a problem that I had. Lily Blossom Bloom is supposed to be like just out of college. I guess in the movie she's a little older, but she's opening up her first flower shop. She's like starting her life, and how does she have $2,500 at least boots? And like a Gucci purse that's worth $2,200.
Yeah, there's no way.
And like, yeah, all of these, like those all, I mean, I'm assuming because Blake has said that a lot of it comes from her closet. And apparently she has an insane shoe closet, which I would like to see. But
Right.
is that the most appropriate for this character? I don't think so.
And I did see that in one of the shots, she had some shoes that had the like gold around the heels.
Lots of Louis Vuittons.
Yeah, and I mean like gold that it's a sleeve that goes over
Oh.
it. And I remember they just because there's a new shoe designer out that puts jewels on the heels of the shoes, and it's just enough to pop.
Oh.
Yeah, but
Oh,
they're
like
very expensive.
Pop, not like pop.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. I do like watching the movie over again. I did like all of Jenny Slate's fashion. I liked her outfits. I thought hers was very true to character.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think this is very true to character. I don't
Yeah,
think.
it's almost like even though Jenny Slate was perfect for the role and everything, I wonder if Blake Lively would have been better in that role.
Yeah, I think so. And I think also like, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure she like had control over the wardrobe and stuff like that. Someone who has been rich for so long, because she started acting
Yeah.
when she was like a kid, and I don't know
Yeah.
anything about her personal life, so she could come from money too. I don't know. But
No, she does.
she's so far removed from like knowing the actual price of this. Like if you were
Yeah.
owning your own flower shop, those shoes would take so long.
Right.
Just the shoes to
Yes.
save up.
Yep. I mean,
Crazy.
I think about like, I know mom and I have talked about this just like when I was a single mom. And
A
the
single
first
mom who
time
works
I
two
could,
jobs.
yes, the first time that I could buy a TV without saving up to buy it, it was
Yeah.
like, that I didn't have to plan, I guess is the better way to put it. I didn't have to plan ahead for like I need a TV and I need to buy. Like that was a huge milestone in my finances to be like, oh,
And you probably had to like elbow out a couple people at the Black Friday sale.
yes,
Yes.
that's true. That's true. Okay, press tour.
Yes, here's where grab your
Oh.
girlfriends and wear your florals is a line she
Oh.
actually said to promote the film that is about domestic violence.
Oh.
And it's like
Gotcha.
because I think like Barbie was happening around it or like some like a
Yeah.
lot of movies were happening where people were like dressing up to go to the movies. And so I think she was trying to like be into that trend, but those were like lighthearted movies and this is like
Yeah.
about abuse. So it's a little bit more serious than grab your girlfriends and wear your florals. It's crazy.
Yep. So she got a ton of heat for how she handled the press tour. And people were starting to notice that like her and Justin Baldoni were not together at all. Her and Ryan Reynolds were like promoting they have like a drink company and she has a hair care line and they were
Oh,
promoting
yes.
that. And so that was controversial and especially the alcohol line. Like really what pairs better with domestic violence
Yes.
than alcohol?
Yes.
Just like kind of the tone deafness of it all.
Yes.
Yeah. Whereas Justin, and I am not going to pretend like he's a saint at all, but wherever he lies on the spectrum of sainthood versus the opposite, he is at least aware socially of the implications of his actions. So like he went on to say if there's one person in the movie theater that watches this and it inspires them to get the strength to leave, that's why I'm doing this. And it's like, okay, that's exactly what you say.
Yeah. I remember like when it first was announced that he was directing it, we were, well, or at least I was like, a man doing
Yes.
this. And
And
then,
I still think that kind of,
yeah, but he had said something. I can't remember what it is exactly, but he said something and it changed my mind. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, at least he's like being good.
he gave a TED talk all about how he's like a feminist or like an ally and everything about like he has a podcast that's called like something about men. Can't remember.
We know
But
so much.
yeah,
We
it's
halfway know a lot of stuff.
yeah. It's basically he's trying to break the mold of like being a tough guy and he's very emotional forward.
Oh, intelligence, that emotional intelligence.
Yeah. But then he also talks about how he's like two different people. Like he's always thinking about that, but part of that is because it's really hard for him to do that. So there's kind of this,
Yeah.
dual personality thing going on.
Okay, here we go.
Ooh.
All right. So in the movie, the final edit that we saw was all Blake's choice, even though when they tested the audience, they liked Justin Baldoni's more. But by then, everything was like so tumultuous that Blake got what you wanted. Obviously, I don't know all the details.
I do
That's
want to
just all
see
hearsay.
his alternate ending,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
interested.
Yeah, I agree. I was really hoping, the rumor was that today we might find out whether the judge drops the case or not, and we
Oh,
didn't.
wow.
I was really hoping for like hot off the press, guys.
Yes.
But
Yes.
Breaking news.
didn't happen. Maybe Monday, but if it doesn't go to trial or when the trial's over, that they release his edit because the from what I've heard, her edit is more like female, female, like not as much of the younger relationship with Atlas, more of the shoes, more of just kind of like her, and the way that the domestic violence scenes are edited, it's like you don't know that she's being abused until the very end, like because in the movie they kind of make it look like it's all an accident until the very end.
which I did like. I did like
Okay.
that it like kind of hit it the whole time. Now I do have to confess something. I have tried to watch this movie 3 times and I've fallen asleep
wow.
each time.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Towards the end, so
Yeah.
but I also have been, and then I was gonna rewatch it today, but I didn't have enough time.
Yeah.
But I have tried to watch it.
Well, in
So
this family,
now-
trying counts.
Yeah.
Yes. So with his end of it, she still leaves him though, right?
Yes, yeah.
What's-
It's just a
what-
matter of how things are cut and spliced together.
Okay.
I also like how you don't really know until the end because then I think you're kind of more in the female headspace of like, is this or is this not?
Yes.
I
yeah.
just wish I think if you didn't read the book, it's a little bit too like I would be confused. I would be like, wait,
Yes.
like there just
Yes.
wasn't enough time spent on the reveal of it.
So
or even their relationship, because in the book she really loves him. She really, and you
does.
really see that.
I was
Whereas, which here, it's or the movie, it's more like she's saying no, 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 and then all of a sudden
yes, yes,
they're
yes.
married. I was like, what? So
Yeah.
So one of the times I watched this when I fell asleep, Christian was with me and he finished watching it. He has not read the book.
Oh.
And when I woke up, he was like, "Oh, that was so crazy how it like didn't show you until the end."
Oh.
He liked the ending,
The
I
ending.
believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. This is kind of what, like some of the communications that have been released in the evidence of the lawsuit and stuff shows how Blake basically had Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift and Blake are like besties.
yeah, they're
Okay.
besties.
And she had them say to Justin Baldoni, like or to Sony or whoever, that they are all signing off on Blake's edit. Blake's edit is so much better. Colleen Hoover also, like they all said. So it's kind of like she gathered a coup,
Oh yeah. What did she call them? Like her dragons or something? It
Oh,
was so
yes.
like, my God.
Okay, so then can you talk about what the court case is about? Because I I don't know that much about it, but all I keep thinking is how life imitates art or art imitates life,
Oh.
So, but I don't know the details.
Yeah, I think it is just too bad that all of this is overshadowing really how good this movie could have been for because I saw somebody say, everybody's a loser here, but especially domestic violence victims.
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah, I mean, nail on the head.
I just
No,
know
go
that
ahead.
Colleen Hoover is so glad that her Reminders of Him movie coming out has no drama with it.
Yes, but I did hear it's awful.
Oh, but
no.
I love that main
love that
guy.
book. Yes.
I didn't read the book,
Oh.
but the main guy was in Him. That is a
yeah.
scary football movie, and and he's very attractive.
Yes, he is.
So I think there's like a rain scene in the movie that I would be interested in seeing, but probably
Yeah.
not in theaters though.
Yeah, I did like that book, and I am excited for Verity to come out.
Oh yeah, that was by her too.
Yeah.
That was your favorite,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Okay, so this whole lawsuit thing, I have been just nonstop reading everything about it, and I'm still like I feel like I know maybe 5%.
Oh my God.
It's so muddy.
when this was like the thick of this was happening, I was on TikTok all the time, and there's a lawyer on there who would like go over like the depositions and stuff and be like, this is like what was released, and like go through it. And I was like so deep into it. Now, Hollywood, there's other stuff that has
Yeah.
gotten my mind's attention. So I kind of forgot some of it. But I remember the wear your florals. I'll never
Yes.
forget that.
Yeah, yeah. So it kind of starts with she's getting all of this really bad press, and then there's a rift between them, and he wasn't even like at the premiere. They arrived separate. He was like apparently in the basement watching and the whole cast is on Blake's side, and she says so. Then after the movie premieres, like a month after, she files a lawsuit against him and his company claiming sexual harassment. And a lot of the things that she listed were very specific. And now what has happened, now that the evidence has come out, is a lot of those specific allegations are showing to be like lies, or like there's a lot more context to them. Like an example is, yes, over exaggeration. An example is like she talked about how he mentioned his genitalia or something. And then when it was detailed was she had just had a baby and they were talking about vasectomies, and she had started the conversation, and then he had just said, well, yeah, I am, what do you say? I am
Circumcised.
Yes, circumcised.
Snipped.
Yeah,
Oh,
did I say
circumcised.
vasectomy? Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, I meant a circumcision. So
Oh.
they were talking about probably whether you should circumcise.
I
Yeah.
thought I was talking about a vasectomy.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Circumcised.
I'm sorry. Yeah, she just had a baby. I mean, they could have been talking about vasectomy, but yeah, they were talking about circumcision, and then
Oh, 'cause she had a
so they were
boy.
Oh, because
Yes.
she had a boy. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so then he, in the conversation, must have said that he was circumcised, and there wasn't anything in that moment, I don't think, that was like, oh, don't talk to me about that, or something,
Yeah.
which still, but, so it was kind of like, they made it was made to seem like he was this aggressor talking about genitalia when like really it was part of this conversation that
Yeah.
she brought it up. So it's kind of like a lot of the things with her is that saying rules for thee, not for me.
Oh, I've never heard that.
Rules for thee, not for me.
Yeah.
Never
Huh.
heard of that.
Very old English like.
Oh, because she was talking about herself first, about like
Yes.
wanting to be sexy, and like
Oh,
she kept
yeah.
saying those words, I want to be sexy, that's all I want, and then he compliments her and says, oh, that looks great, you look sexy, and then she's like, oh my gosh, sexual harassment.
Very similar to when she was in, like, she was breastfeeding her baby, and they were, like, texting about meeting, and she was like, yeah, I'm breastfeeding. He was like, oh, okay, I'll, like, catch you later or whatever. And she was like, no, it's fine. In one of her complaints, it was that he, like, walked in on her breastfeeding, and it was like, you opened the door. You invited him in. And
Yeah.
then, like, she also was supposed to meet with the intimacy coordinator and, like, decline that.
okay.
And then
Yep.
there was also something where I think one of her complaints was, like, there was no intimacy coordinator, like, meeting or whatever, but it was, like, she chose not to do it or whatever. So
Right,
there's
yep.
a lot of, like, she, like, seems like setting him up,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yep, because so in the lawsuit, because at some point during the filming process, she laid out like 17 allegations. And she was like, okay, I don't want any more of this. I don't want any more of this and any more of this. And then they had a meeting, like in a whole HR meeting and everything. And then she admits that after that, there was never a problem. So that's why they're thinking that it's going to get dismissed, because the sexual harassment things that she's claiming are like they weren't an issue after she brought them to HR.
I will say though, he did have his creepy moments because there was one moment where like they were riding in a car together and he was like, they were talking about like sexual assault and he was like, yeah, there's sometimes like I look back and I'm like, well, did I get their consent or did I not? And I was like, why would you say that?
Yeah,
Like,
I think he's a little creepy. I think that he has his own issues. I certainly do not think that he's like an angel in this. I think he is like maybe a narcissist. I don't know. I'm in
oh,
no
both
like
of them.
position.
Both
Yeah,
of
I'm
them.
like in
Yeah.
no position to
Yeah. Hey,
to
we're not
whatever
diagnosing. We
diagnose.
are
Yeah,
just saying that if
they're
it quacks
narcissists.
like a duck.
Yeah. Okay, so that's kind of
So,
like that is going on, and also like she really took over the film and like creative control and everything. So
Yes.
that was his countersuit, was like that she took over everything. Also, I forgot to say that she also claims that this is what I think it personally has to do with her not liking not being liked by people and like the whole press tour, because one of her claims is that she thinks that him and his company did all of this social media sting to like make everyone hate her and like
Oh,
say bad
yeah.
things. And so basically like whenever these big social media people are talking really bad about Blake, she's like getting them to come into to the lawsuit and find out, because she thinks that Justin Baldoni's team is behind it, and it's not, that's not being proven to be true. But
Oh,
so
yeah, I
she's,
remember
yeah,
that. There was something with all of the publicists
yeah,
or the
but
PR
then,
people, the PR
yeah,
but then she had everybody, like they said, the
Exactly.
cast, and then she had all
yep,
those other people to help her,
yeah,
with her stuff. So
yeah,
the only thing that, because I certainly don't want to discredit any woman saying they've
right,
been
Right.
sexually harassed.
Right.
But then I also, there's the but, I get very upset. Women had to endure a lot to get as far as they have in people believing them. So if you are writing on that and it's not true, that's where I have a real issue.
yeah, yeah. I hope, like, if I was going to give Blake the benefit of the doubt, it would be that there's a difference between somebody being uncomfortable with something and whether that's like legal sexual harassment. And maybe she was just really uncomfortable. And I think that there's a lot of things playing into that. Yeah, there's just like a lot of things that's the benefit of the doubt I would give her, is instead of it being like a malicious thing, maybe it was that she was uncomfortable. It is really hard to like not believe a woman
I
that's
know.
coming forward. You
Oh
know,
my
you don't
God,
want to
yeah.
be on the wrong
I
side of
know.
that.
I know, right when it came out, I was like, okay, I hate him.
Yeah.
Whatever you say, queen.
Yep.
And
Yes.
then some things started coming out and I was like, wait, queen. Queen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please don't
That's
do
why I
that.
do. It's like if it goes to trial, like I would be happy for that, because it
Yeah.
should be seen by like a jury so we can get like
Yes.
a real.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they see the real evidence, not the
Yeah.
hearsay.
Yeah.
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 It'll
Because
probably
it
get
is
trial.
like they're each their own political party at this point. You're either on Team Baldoni or you're on Team Blake Taylor Reynolds.
I felt
And
so bad for Blake Lively and Taylor Swift when their text messages leaked of like, so like
oh,
their close friends, like kind of when all this was occurring, Taylor Swift like wasn't talking to her as much just because it was like such a big thing. And like so there's a text thread of them of like Blake Lively being like, hey, like it just feels like really distant, like is everything okay? And then like Taylor Swift was responding being like, well, I think you used my name and like so I felt a little
yeah.
uncomfortable with that. And but it was just like a friendship conversation and it got
Yeah.
blown up everywhere. And I was like,
Oh,
that
wow.
sucks.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
wasn't like necessary to the case or like anything like that. That was
Right.
just two girlfriends trying to like chat it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, the Justin Baldoni political party definitely thinks that Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds is from the get-go wanted to take over the franchise because with It Ends With Us is It Starts With Us, the sequel. And so they wanted to kind of take control because he has his own like production company or something, and I guess he did that with the Deadpool movie. He also
Okay.
like very obviously is making fun of Jason Baldoni in one of the Deadpool movies. And it's like I'm not sure. I feel like I heard that he even admitted it, but it's like it's so obvious because
Yeah.
Justin Baldoni has like some sort of like very, I don't know if it's rare, but it's an uncommon disease or something like with bones or something that he's
Oh,
diagnosed with.
no.
I'm not laughing because that's what I'm just laughing because like I'm so bad at remembering what it
I
is.
know we half know everything.
Yes, yes, but anyway, in the Deadpool character is like wearing a man bun and like says that he has that disease and he's like the nice Deadpool guy because they make fun of Justin Baldoni that he's just like the nice guy. Like, cause like I said,
Yeah.
he's very emotionally forward and I don't think, yeah, but in the end, I think that they're both just two problematic groups that completely clashed in the worst way. And it's messy.
And I think one of you had said it before too, in that now it detracts from the movie and any kind of a message that the movie could have brought up, you know.
Yeah. I hope that I didn't make that more confusing. I was trying to make it clear. Was that clear
No,
as
I
mud?
thought you did a great job. No, you did a
Okay.
good job.
So to tie it all up, the book is definitely better than the movie.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we
Okay.
never answered that question.
Crazy that the book had less drama than the movie when it's literally about
Yeah.
like such a heavy topic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, I would definitely say book better than the movie.
I agree. I agree. Even though I think they need a better description of what's
Yes.
in the book,
I
and
agree.
then
like-
it would be good.
Yeah, I think you could easily put in the description like something about abuse. You know, that way
You know what I wish
kind of.
books had is I wish that they had maybe
Like sexual content, swearing, you know, those little things that the
Yeah,
movies
so
have.
I
don't
wish
wanna-
like maybe the last page
Last
is a
page.
trigger warning page, so then you know if you care about trigger. Like for me, I guess I'm okay with not because I don't want to be spoiled.
Yeah,
so
I like
I
being
don't have to
shocked.
read them. But I think a lot of people would appreciate getting trigger warnings,
Yes.
but maybe make it on the last page so you're not spoiled.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea.
Because I was watching a show the other day, and they said ahead of time, you know, that it was a trigger warning for it contained stuff about suicide.
Yeah.
You know, so so I was glad to see that ahead of time.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, I'll say book versus movie that I also liked the book better, but I did love, like, I was so excited for the movie and I was excited to see the story on the screen. I loved Atlas and I loved some of the characters, but yeah, I'm hoping for a remake at some point.
Probably not.
I know it's like a little too soon, but come on,
But
guys.
isn't it funny because you would keep everybody but Blake and the guy? You know,
Yeah,
you
I
would
mean,
keep.
I liked Ryle. I thought that he was good casting, but obviously, like, it would be too much drama for him to be back in it.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
yeah, I would like it done right. Or, like, turn it into a series, like, totally different people. And, like, it could, you know, season 1 is It Ends With Us, season 2 is It Starts With Us, and then keep it going.
Oh yeah.
I think it could be. You could see the in between parts a little bit more than you did in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot. But I will say something I'd forgotten to say earlier with the book was how her mom because it talks about, the generational trauma and how her mom, Lily's mom, was a domestic violence survivor, but she didn't leave. But I remember reading it and just being like extra grateful that you had left.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah. So did you have any, thoughts about the mom staying?
So I could have seen, like, I always struggled with, because I felt like I didn't have a choice, that I had to leave. And people
You're
kept
welcome.
saying, no, you chose. But it didn't feel like a choice. I felt like I was running for my life. And I could have been her very easy. Now that I have so much behind me, I'm so grateful that I did not stay. But I could have seen staying for sure, because there was a couple times where I tried to leave and then came back.
Yeah.
And I even, came up here and everything, and then it was like, oh, this is too hard. I've got to go back.
I mean, I remember, like, when you say that it was a choice or that it wasn't a choice, I'm like, the reason why people tell you that's not true is because it's not true. But I remember being in Chicago and we're living in a basement and it was hard. And you got like a really pretty bouquet of roses from
Oh,
Dad.
God.
And I don't ever remember him giving you flowers. And I was
Never,
like,
never.
and I was just like, no, don't do it. Like, I was so scared
Yes.
that it was like, oh no, he finally got flowers.
I got to tell you this. There was, shortly before I got that huge bouquet of beautiful roses, I had begged him to give me this rose, because some guy came in the bar. We were in the bar. And some guy came in selling roses, and everybody bought their partner or whatever a rose. And I said, oh, are you going to buy me a rose? No, wouldn't buy me a rose. But then these flowers came. They came on Sweetest Day, so I hate Sweetest Day. And I loved best that your grandfather said, what are you going to do? Put that between two pieces of bread?
Yeah.
It's like I had no money.
Yeah.
And what am I going to do with these flowers? And it was a ploy to get,
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. But see, it makes such a huge difference to have somebody on your side. Like,
Yeah.
if Grandpa would have been like, oh, that was nice of him,
Yes.
you would have
Yeah.
maybe thought different.
Yeah, but Grandpa was having to help feed us, so he was probably like, what the heck?
He's like, this isn't helping me.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I think we did good with talking
Yeah.
all that through.
So, hey, you guys,
Hey.
I'm getting hungry, so I think
Yeah,
it's
I
time to
know.
push that button.
Oh, that was
Wait, do that again because I was talking over
Yeah.
you. Just
Okay,
exactly like that.
okay. Hey, you guys, I'm getting really hungry, so I think it's time to
It's not
press that
exactly
button.
how you did it.
Yes, it is.
No, it
do it a little slower.
isn't. Yeah, make it
Okay.
normal.
I thought it was normal. Okay. Hey, you guys, I'm getting really hungry, so it's time to push that button.
So natural. So natural.
Okay, one more time.
Oh. Hey, you guys.
Oh, hey
Oh my
guys.
God, I'm getting. Oh, I can't put. Oh my God. So
Why not? Because it's Lent.
yes, it's religious. Hey, you guys, I'm getting really hungry, so it's time to push that button.
Perfect.